What video is
I think the education system in Saint Lucia is good. I hold this perspective for the reason that everyone deserves a chance in life. And basically, the education system serves as giving students chances into going to secondary schools, CXC.
When it comes to our education system here in Saint Lucia, I believe that it has a lot of room for improvement. It is not a terrible system and it has had many benefits. It has yielded great people, our laureates, and I believe that it's an okay system. However, with due improvements, it can be much better.
What I think about the state of education in Saint Lucia, like, it's not perfect. It could use some work.
I think that the school education system lacks pertaining to the teachers being on time for classes that are scheduled for a certain time.
Education in Saint Lucia, as of recently, is not the best because the situation in our school right now is that a lot of the buildings are not adequately equipped.
It's good because we learn stuff that we never knew, that we haven't been taught before, and it improves our skills when we have to go out in the work field.
Honestly, the education system in Saint Lucia, I believe that it is alright, but it can be improved.
Well, I think the education system in Saint Lucia is good, except for like the underqualified teachers, like some teachers, like the higher teachers that go well, just go so often and they come and them can't teach in secondary school, and they're doing a good job at it.
Well, the education system so far seems to be on the verge of improving, but there's still certain things that need to be improved well in this school because I attended.
Oh well, I think honestly, I think our educational system in Saint Lucia is very rigid. I don't think it allows for people who are visual learners and hands-on learners. I think even if it has produced some great individuals in the class of the Arthur Lewises and the Derek Walcotts, it needs to be more flexible and it needs to be able to encompass learners from various backgrounds and varieties. And also I think it does not provide enough for those people who are less fortunate and are not able to gain the day-by-day things that we take for granted.
One thing I would change about it is that I'd encourage the government to also focus on like technical subjects, encourage use of hands-on subjects, because not every student is fit, can be a doctor or lawyer. Some can be better at being a technician, fixing the cars, being a craftsman. They could go into the arts, become an actor, dancer, singer. So yeah, that's what I'll change about the education in Saint Lucia.
I believe that we should get our students more involved in their education. So by interacting with the students and also realizing that there are many students, many personalities, and everybody learns differently. Some learn more visually, some learn with the intellectual writing, the traditional forms, and some people there are many routes and avenues we can use to teach our students and get the information cemented and consolidated within them. So we need to look into different methods and routes to teaching our students.
And also something I would change about the schools is that in the schools I think they should provide opportunities for the students who are leaving. For example, like if you leave in the school right now, you will go to a university or something and you will not be able to come back and have a job or anything like that. So maybe they could recommend us to places for work.
And I think the cost of to attend the school, it's not attainable for all students. So I think they should bring it down, because the quality of education we get here is not worth the money. And also they have a mold infestation in most of the buildings. So I think they should address that.
And honestly, I believe that people should put more venues for things such as art, because there are many young people that are wasting their talent. I believe people that are painting, drawing, acting, singing, and they just have they don't have a facility to basically improve those skills they have.
Well, I think this education system can be better because if you hire better teachers, more qualified teachers that have experience, and just because they have a little qualification, they hire them. Some of them just go to ALF and they hire them because they say they can teach for now. Cause I had that problem once in my school here. The teacher couldn't teach. She came there, I was supposed to ALF, and she came and they had to file because none of us in nothing in my class. That was one problem I always had in secondary school, the under-qualification of teachers.
But sometimes they lack profession.
Well, improvement, I think it needs to start basically from economics. We need to inject more money into our educational system. We need to give people more opportunities to carry out a tertiary form of education. I think we're too focused on simply the primary and the secondary school education. I realized about 6-7 years ago we moved into universal secondary education, but we need to attempt to have a universal form of tertiary education here as well.
I believe that the systems, like the computer labs, they're lacking resources. Most of the equipment doesn't work up to date. We have certain issues with our classmates. We actually listen to where they complain about the school fees and problems within, well, it's their financial, but still we can see if there's any way of helping them to pay the school fees and stuff like that.
I think to better the education system in Saint Lucia, there needs to be more practical subjects rather than theory, because not everyone is good in theory. Some persons are good with their hands, whereas others are good with book and pen. So yeah,
it doesn't cater for them. That's where the whole diversity of arts and crafts and more practical work comes in, because not everyone would be able to enter an institution just to be beating the books and studying, to get out, to go to university to beat the books and study. Some people use their hands more instead of trying to cram for a subject.
Well, I think they should have more arts programs. Not only programs, you can have art school courses and stuff like that. And most people who are into the arts and stuff, they don't have the finances for all of that. Because if you have ever bought acrylic paint, it is expensive. All art supplies are really expensive, and if you have something to fund that. And art is not only with your hands, it's also the theory, and they do not educate people about the theory of art. And I think that they should really go into that. And not only the art, there's also other handy stuff, like they have the home ec program, and I see that people don't do home ec as much as they used to, but they see it as home ec and the fashion and designing things are like little things, but these things make a lot of money, especially in the Caribbean. We don't have a lot of people doing these things. We don't have enough people. Like, you can see people branching out by themselves trying to do the fashion industry and all these hands-on things, but it's not up to there. It's not on the level that we want it to be, because now we have so many lawyers, we have so many doctors and things like that. We don't have enough venues for these kind of things, and we don't have enough funding. We don't make as much money as lawyers and doctors anymore. It's more of the creative industry, so I think that we should develop that more and make more money.
Saint Lucia is already dependent on the tourism industry, so that is actually a good idea.
I think it should be compulsory as to do agriculture and these kind of things as well.
so I believe it's good.
So what's the question again?